What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 8 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. Today, we're trying out a mixed Quaza team. This is a team that I built more just kind of for fun than anything. I realize it's not really as competitive as I would have liked it to have been, but I did get to train up some Pokemon that I think are useful outside of the context of this. So the team is really cool because it uses a mixed Quaza set, a set that can not only Swords Dance with a strong Dragon Ascent, but also use Meteor Beam effectively to get a special attack boost. There's things like the Colossal Dragapult combo, which can immediately get a ton of damage in the right situation. Dragapult does have that Choice Scarf to outspeed just a ton of different things. One really cool thing though is Colossal also functions under Trick Room. Thanks to that Hitmontop, you are able to trigger weakness policy even in Trick Room. So when Colossal can be a little bit slower, you have that option. Finally, we do have Comfey, which can offer healing as well as either Trick Room or Counter Trick Room. And finally, we have Ferrothorn, which just can really get away with the game. It is a little bit tricky because you don't have rain support, but you are taking away sun, so it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. So hopefully we can pull out some wins. I'm not really the most hopeful. Like I said, this was more just for fun than anything, but hopefully at least the games can be interesting. All right, so we have battle number 1, and this is a Zacian team. So it is Zapdos, Urshifu, Zacian, Entei, Suicune, and Metagross. I do actually really like Dragapult Colossal as a lead. I think that offers some really good options. Rayquaza is big, and now I guess the main question is, do I want Ferrothorn or Hitmontop? Because, yeah, I don't really see Comfey doing too much. Hitmontop does... I mean, it really only offers Intimidate against that Zacian because you have Clear Body on the Metagross, but yeah, I mean, Ferrothorn has to worry about that Urshifu, but I think, and potentially that Zapdos. This is actually a really tricky spot. I don't have a way to set up Trick Room, so Comfey is a little irrelevant. I think I'm gonna go with Ferrothorn here over something else, and I think this is actually a really good spot for Mix Zapdos. I mean, not Mix Zapdos, Mix Rayquaza, because it can get super effective on both sides. Primarily, it can take advantage of the fact that even if I say overheat into something like the Zacian, I can still continue to use Dragon Ascent. So, okay, so they're going to lead with Urshifu and Suicune, which is actually I think is a pretty good situation to be in because I can surf to get rid of any sort of policy or not policy sash on Urshifu, and then yeah, I'm gonna just immediately go for the Volcalith into the Urshifu. I think getting the damage is important. I think with the risk, what the risk my opponent could do is they could max Urshifu, max guard, and then knock out with Suicune, which is an option, and then that would essentially completely waste my max. But I mean, they didn't do that, so they're gonna Sucker Punch, which is also viable. Um, a very good option. They're gonna Snarl, very good option. Shout out to my opponent for making a very good read. But Volcalith hopefully can still do a chunk. Uh, yeah, it still is able to get some nice damage onto Urshifu. Obviously, triggering the weakness policy is always ideal, but let's see. Oh, I did bring Ferrothorn over Hitmontop. Otherwise, I was going to say Hitmontop could be really great to start just setting up to not start setting up to just to Mach Punch into the Colossal. So I'm gonna bring out Rayquaza and just try and Dragon Ascent into Urshifu, and then I think Volcalith into Suicune, and just try and get as much damage as possible. Yeah, I think. I mean, that Sucker Punch was so obvious. Yep. Okay, so they're probably going to Helping Hand Sucker Punch into my Urshifu. I mean, not my Urshifu, my Rayquaza, and Rayquaza does hold on really well, which is honestly a little bit surprising, but I'm very thankful for that. Able to pick up an easy knockout onto Urshifu, and my opponent definitely has Zacian in the back. And now the question is, what is that last one? They do whatever it is going to be. They're most likely going to max it because I don't really see them maxing Suicune at this point. Suicune didn't take honestly much from Volcalith, which is I mean not from Volcalith from from that Gmax Volcalith. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but we do proc it to get its berry, and now let's see what my opponent brings in the back. Okay, so they're just going to actually bring out Zacian. And I think the expectation is that if you see Dragon Ascent, you expect me not to have something like Overheat, and then... that would have been so great if Colossal was fast, so I could trigger the max... I mean, well, wait, no, just kidding. Max Flare doesn't matter with... the Suicune is honestly the bigger threat, I think. So once again, just another Volcalith into it, because I have Ferrothorn in the back. You're going to Behemoth Blade. Oh yeah, that's going to knock out Rayquaza. Yep. There's no way Rayquaza's living that. So Rayquaza goes down. Suicune, I'm guessing, is going to Snarl. And, yep, there's the Snarl. Very good play on my opponent's part. And now I should get a Volcalith off. But I still feel like... we're still in a decent position. I should have targeted the Zacian. I don't know why I thought Suicune is a threat to my Ferrothorn. It really isn't. So I think... Iron Defense is greedy, but almost kind of necessary. The question is, do I Iron Defense, or do I go for a Leech Seed? I'm tempted to Leech Seed into Zacian, and I guess Heat Wave. Just get every little bit of chip that I can. You're going to Sacred Sword. Ferrothorn, oh yeah. So Leech Seed is actually the better play then, because they don't care about any boosts I get. So Colossal takes next to nothing. So, let's see. If I hit the Leech Seed, that's big. Of course, Zacian missed. Oh, I needed it to hit Zacian. Suicune, yeah, every little bit kind of matters. We do get the chip, or not the chip, we do get the seed onto Zacian, which means it is going to lose a fair bit of HP. It's going to go to under half at this point. But, I mean, obviously it would have been great to have done way more with the Heat Wave, because I think with Heat Wave it would have been in a really awkward position, but I think it can at this point just easily knock out my Colossal, because I need to get a lot of protects in a row. Let's Earth Power into... I should have just Earth Powered into Zacian. Suicune isn't really doing anything to Ferrothorn, and Ferrothorn is kind of my best bet. If I can get rid of this Zacian for some reason, they don't target into Colossal. I would need them to not target into Colossal, and I need to get a crit. But if I can pull that off, I think Ferrothorn is in actually a pretty decent position at this point. Yep, Sacred Sword, Colossal goes down. Yeah, that's game. Pity. Yeah, I mean, the Urshifu read was so obvious, and I don't know why I just didn't adapt. I should have just switched out Ferrothorn, and... I mean, not switched out Ferrothorn, switched out Dragapult, and just gone for something else. But I think I was so excited about trying to pull it off that I didn't even consider the very obvious situation of like, hey, they're just gonna Sucker Punch, and Dragapult just goes down immediately, which is fine. Yeah, I probably could have maxed Rayquaza. I think that would have actually been the better option. So something like Rayquaza with Hitmontop, I think would have been really cool. So let's see what their team is. I feel like it's very standard. Ooh, interesting set with the Zapdos, Urshifu, yeah, max attack, max speed, and the item is Focus Sash. So I definitely, yeah, I made a very easy and very bad choice. Their Zacian was fairly bulky. This looks like, what are its stats actually? Oh, cool. So this is a little bit bulkier than I think Lil Bo Peep set. And then Inner Focus Entei, yeah, that's fine. And then Suicune, cool. Oh, nice. Interesting Metagross. Yeah, I think trying to not necessarily feel like I have to default to Colossal Dragapult, especially with so many things that give it trouble is what's important. So good thing to keep in mind, and I'm just going to keep that in mind as we move to the next game. All right, game number 2, and this is a Calyrex team. This is Porygon 2 with Runigris. They have a Gastrodon, Shuckle, Indeedee Male, and a Calyrex Ice. So I kind of want to just go Dragapult Colossal again. Dragapult Colossal, because of the fact that like I do have potential Will-O-Wisp support with Dragapult later. So I think that makes it a really valuable option. And then I don't know. I feel like Rayquaza is just not a good option here, but Hitmontop I like. Hitmontop has Fake Out support as well as Intimidate, which I think can be valuable. No. I think Ferrothorn makes sense because of the Shuckle and the fact that if Shuckle can set up, at least if I can get a Leech Seed off into it, it kind of limits what it is able to do. And yeah, and the fact that Ferrothorn can't be toxic is something really important. So I kind of expect, what are they going to lead? They're going to lead a Shuckle and Indeedee. I could. What I'm thinking about doing is maybe instead of maxing this turn, I could go for a Will-O-Wisp. I could Will-O-Wisp into the Shuckle and then swap out to Ferrothorn. And I think the goal is to kind of save the max for the end and maybe not necessarily max the Colossal, but just try and... Okay, oh, very smart. Okay, Smart Protect. Will-O-Wisp goes into the Protect. What are they going to do? They are going to Trick Room, which is fine by me. I think still the goal is just to create scenarios where we're dealing damage to basically just sapping away at this Shuckle and not really giving it a chance to set up and be in this position where it can stay in the field all day. And yeah, this is really going to do it, because if with Leech Seed and with a Will-O-Wisp, okay, so they're going to Power Split with me. So they're going to... Nice. They are going to get seeded, which is going to be a really good option. And you're going to Expanding Force, which is going to hopefully not do too much. It's going to... Yeah, it's a little bit too close for comfort with Dragapult, but Dragapult's not really here to do damage. It's just to do, I guess, to do physical damage. It's just really to do that. I think then I can probably safely bring back Colossal at this point. And then what that'll do is it'll let me max under Trick Room. And yeah, so I think swap out to Colossal and then set up an Iron Defense. Yeah, I always forget the Shuckle moveset and like what it can do. and like what does what. And then Shuckle is Rock Bug, right? So they're gonna Rock Slide with Shuckle. Shuckle's gonna do not that much, which is great. More critical hits, we love it. Oh, what? Oh, weakness policy because it's rock type. Nice. That's, I mean, I'll take that. What is a little bit awkward is Shuckle, yeah, it is Rock Bug. So they are going to be able to not take the Volcolith damage. Aromatherapy is interesting. But Aromatherapy, as far as I remember, doesn't deal with, oh yeah, it doesn't deal with Leech Seed. So we still are able to get some seed damage. I think then, yeah, I think trying to max out my Iron defenses, I can go for a Volcolith. It is super effective into Shuckle. And I do have the +2, and so nothing's really stopping Ferrothorn from getting up to +6. And I think, yeah, if I can get to +6, then it just becomes a game of critical hits. Which, yeah, I mean, that's always a chance situation, but I still have Dragapult, which is able to either cause some havoc, mostly cause havoc, I think. I think that's really the main role at this point. But it is, let's see, this is a little bit interesting, because what are they going to do? They're going to Ally Switch, which I think is a really good Ally Switch on my opponent's part. Power Split. What does Power Split do? I always get Power Split, like, confused. Power Split, I think it shares its attack with the opponent. Power Split, to average its attack and special attack with those of the opponent. Which, I mean, that shouldn't be too much of a big deal. They're going to trigger a Berry, so they actually might live. Oh yeah, they're definitely going to live this Volcolith because it's a Figgy. Let's see. So they're going to, I mean, they're Indeedee is going to take Volcolith Chip. I think at this point, given the knowledge of Ally Switch, what makes the most sense is to target here and then target here, with the idea that something will get knocked out. And then it is just awkward because now my Trick Room, I mean, not my Trick Room, my Colossal's so slow. Yeah, Colossal's not taking that much damage, but they're not going for an Ally Switch, which is a pretty big deal. Yeah, we're going to see the Shuckle go down. It wasn't nearly as scary as I thought it was going to be. And now we're going to be able to Volcolith into this Indeedee and hopefully finish it off. Oh yeah, it's solo. Cool. So Indeedee goes down. This would be the second turn of Volcolith. So there's 2 left, and I'm really expecting... I'm guessing it's going to be... Oh, okay. So Battlefield is back to normal. This is hard because now Colossal is so slow. But yep, there's Calyrex. It's gonna be Calyrex and Gastrodon. So what? Expect Gastrodon to max? I think Volcolith. I want to double up into Calyrex, but I'm so afraid of it having Protect that I'm tempted to split it up. I'm gonna double into Gastrodon. I'm gonna max Quake into Gastrodon for sure because I want the special defense boost, and then I'm going to go for this onto Calyrex. I think this is really risky, but I am taking into account the fact that I do have Dragapult and Rayquaza in the back, and I feel like between the 2 of them, okay. Oh, so they're gonna max Calyrex, which is actually really good, all things considered, because that means you can't split target with Glacial Lance, and you're forced to pick one. Also, Colossal is the fastest thing on the field, which is shocking to me. I did give up good damage with Volcalith onto Calyrex, but there is the risk that it is weakness policy. So they're going to Quake into Colossal. Interesting. Colossal's going to go down, and I don't think that crit mattered. And now the question is, how much damage is Ferrothorn going to do into their Calyrex? I mean, this is a +4 defense. Hit into Ferrothorn, or not into Ferrothorn, into Calyrex with no defense boost. So they're gonna Scald. Scald is doing hardly no damage, and Body Press is gonna do, wow, really not that much. But I mean, even after the Volcalith chip, this is scary. I don't necessarily want to trigger the policy. So I do like Dragapult because of Phantom Force. I think the fact that I can disappear for a turn is really nice, and like work to stall out its max. And there still is another turn of Volcalith, so I'm going to Phantom Force here, and then Body Press once again. Yeah, let's Body Press into Calyrex. If they target, I mean, that's fine. That's actually okay, because I'm going to disappear, so I will be able to hit into it next turn. The issue, though, is if it's policy. Recover and Gastrodon, I think that's also fine, because I think I can definitely stall it out if push comes to shove, especially with Ferrothorn, because I can seed it and then just start going for Iron Defense. So they're pretty low at this point. Gastrodon having Recover. No, I think I need to Body Press. I need to Body Press in the event that they are weakness policy, because I need to get a knockout. Okay, so they're not weakness policy. They're going to go for an Overgrowth into Dragapult. So I think they're just really setting up the Gastrodon. I feel like they're setting up Gastrodon in the end game to just try and recover off as much damage as possible, which is interesting. They do get the attack boost, but I think with Body Press and the Volcalith, yeah, because if they get a burn, they're hoping for a burn, which they don't get this turn. The Volcalith, I think, should knock it out. If not, this is a little bit tricky with Rayquaza, because Rayquaza does rely on not 100% accurate moves. Let's see, did Volcalith end? Ooh, that's not less than ideal. But I think, Dragon Ascent should finish off Calyrex at this range. Calyrex's max is over. I think Dragon Ascent, because it's 100%, I don't want to risk it. Go here, and then let's Leech Seed into the Gastrodon. And then, okay, so you're not going to protect. I think then I can go for a Sword Stance with Rayquaza and Body Press. I think though between Dragon Ascent and Body Press, this should be fine. They're going to Scald into Ferrothorn once again, really hoping to get that burn. And it looks like they're not getting it. Okay, so we do get the Seed, though, which is huge. And yeah, we're going to be able to recover back so much HP at this point that I think Sword Stance should... I don't even know if I need a Sword Stance, but I think I'd rather play it safe. Gastrodon doesn't have too much damage into me anyway, and I don't want to risk... I mean, I already do have the defense drops, but I don't want to necessarily risk Rayquaza not getting the KO and then getting KO'd in return at being at -2. Or they're just going to run. That's cool. So, I mean, I wasn't hopeful at all for a win, but I'm glad we were able to pull out at least one let's try and do like one or two more, and hopefully, yeah, you can see that even my practice games wasn't doing well with this team. So hopefully we can do well in the next couple, and it's good to like see this team kind of coming together and realizing that you don't necessarily need to go for certain strategies immediately, and kind of play on more of the back burner. So with that, I will see all of you in the next game. All right, game number 3, and this is a gimmick team. This is Ryulu, Dusclops with a Shuckle Blissey strategy with a Celesteela and Indeedee. Yeah, I mean, Ferrothorn is huge. Ferrothorn is huge. Hitmontop? Definitely Ferrothorn, definitely Dragapult, definitely Colossal. Being able to get that chip damage, I think, is huge. Comfey is tempting, because Comfey lets me basically try and heal up a bunch. Check summary. Hitmontop does a fake out. I think Ferrothorn lead for sure. Ferrothorn Hitmontop. I think Ferrothorn Hitmontop with Dragapult and Colossal in the back, with the idea that, yeah, because I want to preserve my max for the accuracy, and the fact that we can like we can deal 2/3 of damage plus have a move with 100% accuracy, I think is going to be huge. Yeah, this is we're definitely going to end here because this match is going to take forever, and it's going to be, yeah. I think double up into the Ryulu, because Trick Room isn't the scariest thing here. It is pressure Dusclops. So I'm going to body press and fake out here. Yeah. I think getting rid of Ryulu. Oh, ooh. They're going to swap out immediately. They're going to swap out to Shuckle, which is going to... Oh, they're going to... Okay, so they're going to just immediately try and set this thing up. Which... Let's see if we can get some good damage just right off the bat. Ferrothorn, body press into Shuckle is going to... I mean, it's going to do a decent amount. I think Leech Seed the Blissey and Triple Axle the Blissey. I don't think... Yeah, because I don't think I can double up and knock it out. So I think just trying to get as much damage onto it as possible. And at least with Triple Axle, I can get 3 crits. But, so we know what all 4 of their Pokemon are. The problem... I mean... Not necessarily a problem. The thing is, they do have switches, but I think... Oh. That's a thing. That's a Max Blissey. Nice crit. Triple Axle doing... I would have preferred to crit on the 3rd one, but... I mean, I will... Oh, it's got... What berry does it have? The Key Berry? I mean... 6 damn... Nice. Max. 6. Guard split, yep, you're going to swap defenses. But this means you can't minimize, which is huge, because that gives Ferrothorn turns to set up. Because I can Iron Defense and Mach Punch into Shuckle. No, Blissey cannot recover right now. So I think it's important to just try and get as much damage onto it as possible before... Wow, Hitmontop getting a lot of crits. Not that they matter, but... Yeah, Hitmontop, Hitmontop, the apparent MVP of this match. So what the fear is, they're gonna Stealth Rock. Okay. Yeah, what's tricky is Blissey is faster. But we're sapping away at its HP. I think it's worth trying to body press into it now. And triple axle, I think it's just about getting crits at this point. Triple axle. Yikes. I don't even think that its HP is changing. The last one I saw some change. They're gonna max Knuckle once again into Hitmontop. So the thing is, like, Blissey's damage is set in stone. It can only do 50 damage. You're gonna power split. I don't actually care about my attack stat. I only care about my defense. So that still did nothing. I mean, there is a chance I would need multiple crits with triple axle. I think I have to body press in the event that they misplay. Yeah, I have to pray that they misplay. And I feel like I have to get all 3 crits with triple axle. Yep, you're gonna withdraw Shuckle. You're gonna bring back Dusclops? No, they're gonna bring back Ryulu for coaching. That did it for, yeah, because it was a crit. And then here's the third one. Here comes Soft Boiled. They haven't minimized yet. So, yeah, this game is going to be rough. Body press into Bliss is going to do a sizable chunk. I think, yeah, I mean, with the... I think it's worth going for another Iron Defense and then just triple axle into Blissey. Because, yeah, you're going to coaching. Blissey's going to get to +2. You're probably going to go for... Yeah, so they still don't have... Oh, wow. Hitmontop is just... I should have put scope lens on this thing. Did a good amount. What? If you... Okay, so, yeah, they're going to soft boiled. I'm just going to keep continuing to do the same thing. Yeah. Not going for... I know that... Yeah, Ferrothorn is just too valuable. It's just really awkward. They are... I'm going to swap out to Colossal at this point. Because that way I can get, what's it called? I can start getting guaranteed hits with G-Max Volcalith and start doing some chip damage. Oh god, Stealth Rock. I literally forgot that was a thing. Blissey's going to go for probably a soft boiled here, expecting another double attack. Oh, it's going to go for Defense Curl. So this thing has no special options, what it looks like. Because we're only seeing it get to +6 defense, and it knows what. Seismic Toss, Defense Curl, soft boiled. And then, it has to be minimized. Doing a fair bit of damage with... Ferrothorn is just, coming in so clutch. I think we have to Volcalith. What's nice is knowing that Colossal will survive. what would be really nice is if Ryulu wants to trigger my weakness policy with a Mach Punch. Because, yeah, we're hitting on the special end, and everything we've seen indicates that this Blissey is very physically defensive with the item, the fact that it has Defense Curl. So it's Defense Curl, Seismic Toss, Soft Boiled, and then, I mean, it has to be Minimize. Right? Like, there's no other option. So, let's see. I mean, Volcalith is hitting into this Blissey with no special defense investment. Oh my, wow. Yikes. That's a thing that happened. So it's gonna soft boiled. I think I'm making a mistake. I think what I should be doing at this point is targeting just into everything else. That did a sizable chunk. Yeah, I think I need to just start focusing on getting rid of the rest of the stuff. Because because if it comes down to time, I'm not in a good position. I think Body Press, the Riolu, and Max Volcalith into Blissey. We'll just keep putting some pressure onto it, but yeah, it's going to be at what, +6, and it can't really do anything, and then it's going to suddenly hit me with a close combat. Volcalith into their Blissey. Their Blissey's going to soft boiled. Yep, they're soft boiled, and now this is tricky though, because yeah, I mean Shuckle just is, I mean not Shuckle, Ferrothorn is just going to have to kind of sit in here. We do get rid of Riolu, which is nice. Blissey is just losing a ton of health from the Volcalith, and we can, I mean, I'm guessing it's max PP on everything, and it has that defense curl to like stall me out if needed. But we do have all 4 Pokemon, and they are at 3, and they don't really have good damage output. So I think just continuing. Oh, that's so tricky. Is Ferrothorn at +6? Ferrothorn is at +6. I'm gonna Leech Seed the Shuckle and Volcalith into Shuckle, and we're just gonna kind of leave Blissey alone because it's taking just so much recoil from everything else. And Shuckle's gonna go down, which is unfortunate because I went for Leech Seed this turn. Blissey is going to soft boiled. Yeah, it is going to get back to full, but I think, I mean, what else is this thing doing? It's not really doing much. It's just stalling out my Volcalith turns. Yep. Volcalith, I think there should be one turn left, yeah. Because there should actually be 2 turns left. 2 turns or 1 turn? I forget if that was the last turn I had. And this Dusclops has pressure, which, yeah, okay, so that was the last turn. We're going to Leech Seed the Dusclops, and let's go for Heat Wave to try and get a burn. Double connect, nice. It's not really doing, oh, nice. So we're just putting on, at this point, just a ton of damage onto this Blissey. Earthquake from Dusclops. Colossal lives, and that's going to trigger my weakness policy. So it did go for a defense curl last turn, which means that, I didn't go for, I keep forgetting that I'm not going. Okay, so there's Volcalith. So there's Volcalith damage. I think because there's Volcalith, Seed, and Burn damage, we should be able to knock out this Blissey with Earth Power. Because it's going to get seeded and then it's going to get burned. That thing is so low. If there is ever a chance for me to knock out this Blissey, it is right now. It is, we're going to double up into it. We're going to go for all the marbles. Like, this is a +2 Earth Power. +2 Earth Power into Blissey. Please take it out. Please take it out. Oh, it's not going to go out. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Dusclops is going to Brick Break into Colossal. Let's see how much... Yeah, because of... But it doesn't... I mean, it doesn't have... Body Press is doing a significant chunk. And, like, it is probably running low on Soft Boiled. Because it is... I mean, it's taking just so much residual every turn that it's hard for me to imagine that they have many left. Like, yeah, like, it's back in red. And I have Hitmontop. Haha. Hitmontop, you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful creature. Yeah, this is game then. Because I can Body Press into Blissey, and I can Fake Out into it with Hitmontop, and then, yeah. Fake Out should finally knock out this Blissey. I mean, the Fake Out won't, but you're gonna, yeah, even if you Poltergeist me, that's fine. Hitmontop more than did its job, and it barely took anything. But between this Body Press, if this doesn't finish it off, which, oh, thank goodness it does. Oh, wow. This has been incredibly stressful, and now I just need to finish off this Dusclops, which, this is why I run Triple Axle on my Hitmontop. I'm going to protect with Dusclops, or not with Dusclops, with Fairthorn, and Triple Axle into Dusclops. So, I mean, Hitmontop, wow, Hitmontop is definitely the MVP of this game. That was a super terrifying match for sure. Blissey, I feel like Blissey teams are always so scary. I'm pretty sure Chansey is stronger because of Violite, but then you risk getting knocked off. But I think, yeah, having Volcalith was huge for residual damage, getting the burn off, getting just like constant pressure, the Leech Seed immediately, and then just fighting and fighting and fighting. And then I think shifting focus, because instead of just trying to constantly deal with that Blissey, shifting focus a little bit to hit other things was what helped. And also just like remembering Hitmontop. I think I was so stressed, I forgot I had a way to just Fake out Blissey, and that really came in clutch. So this team did better than I had hoped, and that's really cool. I do have another team that I want to show off tomorrow. It's Kyurem White, which I think is going to be a lot more interesting and a lot more fun. And it is, like I said, it's Pokemon that I think are useful at later points, so I'm excited to try them out. So glad we could pull out the stressful match, and I hope all of you are great, and I'll see you all next time.